Hi, my name is Maggie Ward, and I'm going to be doing Rubistar. This is a customizable rubric site that you can create for yourself or your students on how you can assess them through your lesson plans depending on the outcome. Basically, you have to sign up, and as you can see, I'm already a user, so it'll ask for your name, zip code, and a password. And the reason why I ask for your zip code is that it's actually a grant that these people Rubistar have gotten from the United States Department of Education. So they require a zip code so they can actually see where this program is being used. I'm gonna log in. I can go to the home, and it's great because it will tell you how to register, quick tour, what a rubric is, and then if you get lost, you can do a tutorial, and there's just more about Rubistar. And it has great featured projects if you're looking for some interesting ones. You can also search for rubrics that you can find. Today we're going to create a rubric. I am going to create a rubric based on independent reading. These are great because they are actually categories that will have already a template for you. And you can also create, I like to do this because they have a lot of options for me. So I'm going to rename my rubric. This is Word's first grade rubric. I'm going to keep this as a temporary rubric so I can edit it and you can say that your rubric is permanent. The great thing I love is this is going to be more for myself rather than for your students. The great thing is that it has your points, which would be, we have 4s for advanced, 3s for proficient, 2 is for partially proficient, and then 1 is for unsatisfactory. You could even go as far as naming them in case you have somebody helping you grade these, which sometimes you might need just kind of because sometimes they don't understand the scale. So one thing that I love is about these drop down menus, it has everything to do with independent reading. One thing I like my students to do is I like for them to choose appropriate books. Now I happen to like all of the categories for these, so I don't necessarily have to change them, but I will show you the option that I do. After they choose appropriate books based on, if they have 5 errors, they might need to get a different book. And if they're able to do that, then I can score them. And then I like for them to stay on task because we read for 20 minutes by the end of the year, so I can actually see if they're all doing that. I might want to change my good to student reads 50% of the time. I might want them to even go as far as high expectations, and I want them to do 60%. And then, of course, student wastes a lot of reading time. So as you can see, they're differentiated based on the one that you like. This one happens to not have what I want, which is fine, because in this little tiny box, I can actually add what I want them to do is work on reading strategies. So I can say, uses all of the reading strategies. While they are reading. Uses some of the reading strategies. Uses maybe 2 to 3 and then maybe this one I might say uses nothing. 1 maybe or none. Okay, so I have my reading strategies. And then I also like for them to do some comprehension. So we might do story elements at the time, and so we might talk about characters and setting. So I like to have their students talk about characters. Then I might be finished. I might not want anything because I just want kind of a quick assessment. So I can clearly add more if I wanted to. I could reload the pages if I wanted to cancel it, but I'm going to submit this. I like to modify this rubric in case I have a word that's misspelled. So then I can look at my rubric, I can print this. This is kind of what it's going to look like. I like to print mine most of the time, even though it's kind of a waste of paper, you might think, but it's actually a great tool that I can pull out during conferences with parents, because then I can just quickly have a highlight on the area that I see, and it's just quick and easy for me, which is kind of the point of this rubric. So I can either print or download it. I can also download it and share it with my teammates if I want to, so they don't have to recreate one. I can also make this available online. It's given me a rubric ID, which I can use to share it, and then I can go back to my completed rubric. One thing that I like to do is I can go to my teacher home, and it will have all of my rubrics. So I can go back to my rubric, and up here it will say Analyze Rubric, Edit, Save, or Print. So I can do any of those. I can go back and edit it. Another thing I can do is analyze my results. So I've kind of put these in, but I can edit my results. One thing with our outstanding, I can count up all of my 4s, my 3s, my 2s, and my 2s based on my category, as you can see. And I've kind of quickly done that for you. So then I can, what's really cool is it will actually put a percentage in. So then I could do this beginning of the year, mid-year, and the end of the year. So then I can see the growth that I've made with them just independently reading and for many other rubrics. So the great thing is when I go to Teacher Home, it's still in here. And I should probably name it better, like beginning of the year rubric and things like that. And I can duplicate it. I can delete it if I wanted to. And then it will show you that it's been deleted. So if you ever get stuck, use this tutorial. It's great. And then after you're finished, go ahead and log out. Thank you. I hope you have a great time creating your own customizable rubrics.